I want to spread positivity by encouraging people to connect with their past. Dear Denver, what is your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory was when my dad made a homemade car wash every summer for me and my sister to drive our tricycles through. We lived in Florida, it was super hot, and I would still do it today if my body and my bike would fit through it.
Favorite childhood memory, I put abuelitas tortillas. So every time I'd visit my grandma, she'd always make handmade, she has her own recipe to make tortillas. Me and my cousins, we'd eat like a bunch of tacos and just, they're the best tortillas I've ever had.
My favorite childhood memory was hiking with my dad in Olympic National Park in Washington.
Saturday morning cartoons, watching Recess.
My favorite childhood memory is singing Frosty the Snowman every day when my dad drove me home from preschool. We would sing it in the summer too. Mine is playing board games with my friends, and we'd play it every afternoon when it was too hot to go outside.
My favorite childhood memory is waking up in, a dark room as a kid and not seeing who was coming in, but feeling myself being picked up and taken out of being the room that I was scared to be in and placed into my bed. It was just a feeling of like being safe with my dad. I think that's probably my favorite childhood memory.
My favorite childhood memory was catching frogs at my friend's lake when I was younger. We would go out on the hot summer days, roll around in the mud, get frogs, turtles, and then we'd usually bring some back and keep them in an inside tank for a week or our outdoor ponds. Had a lot of fun collecting out in nature.
Mémoire d'enfant, un Noël avec toute la famille à danser sur le bar et sur le comptoir et à boire.
Mine, I'm not French, but mine, I just miss mountain bike with my buddies the most growing up. We just shred around town, kind of wreak havoc, but just flying through town, I just miss that feeling. It was a great time.
What I wrote for my childhood memory was spending time with my father. We mainly would go fishing and go eating together, and I used to play soccer, so he would be my coach. It was real nice. You too?
What I wrote was Lions River and going camping. I really like going camping with my family and my wife's family, so that's one of our things to do every summer.
My favorite childhood memory was summers at the beach in Long Beach Island, LBI, with my family.
My favorite childhood memory would probably be family time up at my cabin, where all of my cousins, like all 9 of us, would be up there, and it was just a lot of fun family bonding time when we were little.
My favorite childhood memory is I had a lot of friends growing up in my neighborhood, and we would just go around to people's houses and we wouldn't know where we'd be staying the night, but it didn't really matter, so we would just run around and have a good time without any consequences. It was great.
My favorite childhood memory is having tuna casserole at my grandma's house with potato chips on top, right? Really yummy.
My favorite childhood memory was riding my bike to school every day with my siblings.
My name is Paul, and I wrote my favorite childhood memory is fishing with my grandpa. He passed away a couple weeks ago at the age of 89, so I was reminded of very fond memories of fishing on a dock in St. Petersburg, Florida. My grandparents lived across the street from a house that was for sale that had a really nice dock, so we would illegally go over and fish off the dock, throw some shrimp on just traditional rods and catch a bunch of Gulf fish and crabs and all that stuff. So it's super fun, and really enjoy those memories.
My name is Nari, and I wrote that my favorite childhood memory is eating ramen with my uncle while watching Lion King every day after school. He would wait for me at the edge of our house, like up the driveway, grab me from the school bus, and then we walk up, and he always cook up some ramen, and we always would put sriracha in it, and I would always call it magic sauce, and then we'd watch Lion King together.
My favorite childhood memory is playing Lego with my childhood friend Johnny, and we had this massive Lego city, Lego world, and we had the same story for 5 or 6 years until I canceled the world. And I'm sure he'll never forgive me for it. It's one of my sweetest childhood memories.
I'm curious what your favorite childhood memory is. Let me know in the comments. So far, so good. Stay tuned.